Lynsi Snyder, the owner and ace of the famous In-N-Out burger chain, made headlines when she said she's packing up the fryers and heading down to Tennessee. There, like you said, there's a lot of great things about California, but raising a family is not easy here. Doing business is not easy here. For 77 years, In-N-Out called California home. Never franchising, never wavering, building a $2.1 billion empire. Suddenly, the owner is moving to Tennessee. A flagship store just closed after 1,300 police incidents, and a $125 million new headquarters is rising far from the Golden State. If California's burger icon is quietly shifting its future elsewhere, what pressures are forcing the move? And could the state's wider economy be unraveling before anyone admits it? In-N-Out's story began in Baldwin Park, California, on October 22, 1948. Harry and Esther Snyder opened a tiny burger stand with one radical idea: serve fresh food fast without ever compromising quality. They invented the drive-thru, kept the menu simple, and insisted on preparing everything by hand. For decades, the company grew quietly, never franchising a single location, never taking the company public, and always keeping it in the family. Today, In-N-Out remains 100% family-owned, led by Lynsi Snyder, the founder's granddaughter. She controls nearly the entire business, with a personal net worth estimated between $7.3 and $8.7 billion. The numbers are staggering. In-N-Out generates $2.1 billion in annual revenue, with each store averaging $5.8 million, higher than any other burger chain in the country. Store managers routinely earn six figures. Entry-level workers start at $17 to $20 per hour with health insurance, paid vacation, and a 401k. The company has never wavered from its core values: promote from within, treat employees like family, and keep every burger as fresh as the first. But even icons can feel the pressure. In July 2025, Lynsi Snyder announced on a podcast that she was relocating her family to Tennessee. Her words were direct. "There's a lot of great things about California, but raising a family is not easy here. Doing business is not easy here now." She cited the difficulty of balancing the company's legacy with the realities facing business owners and parents in the state. For a brand built on California sunshine and tradition, this personal decision sent ripples through the business world. The move wasn't just about geography, it was about protecting the company culture and the people behind the counter. In-N-Out's family ethos, passed down through 3 generations, music, has always been more than a slogan. It's a way of life, one that now faces challenges far beyond the kitchen. As the company's leader packs up and heads east, the question isn't just where In-N-Out will open its next door. It's whether California can still offer the safety and stability that made the burger chain a legacy in the first place. March 24, 2024 stands out as a turning point for In-N-Out. That day, the company shut down its Oakland restaurant after 18 years of steady business. The closure wasn't about profit margins. By every account, the location was busy and financially strong. But over 5 years, police logged 1,335 incidents at that single address. 1,174 car break-ins, 9 robberies, and gunfire that sent bullets through the building itself. Security guards reported up to 5 break-ins a day. COO Denny Warwick explained the decision bluntly. Police response times were alarming. For a company built on loyalty and stability, closing a store was unthinkable until safety concerns left no other option. The Oakland shutdown wasn't isolated. In the same corridor, Denny's 2 Starbucks, Subway, and Black Bear Diner all pulled out within months, each citing similar risks. What made In-N-Out's move different was its historic background. In 75 years, the chain had never permanently closed a location. The decision to walk away from a profitable store sent a message that went far beyond fast food. It raised questions about what it takes to keep a business running in parts of California where crime and slow police response have become daily realities. While headlines focused on the closure, In-N-Out's leadership was already looking east. In January 2023, Tennessee's governor announced a $125.5 million investment from In-N-Out to build a new 100,000-feet office in Franklin. The address 1948 Double Drive paid tribute to the company's founding year. The facility would create 277 corporate jobs, each averaging $90,000 a year. This wasn't just a satellite office. It was a deliberate foothold in a state where the cost of doing business and living looked very different from California. Lynsi Snyder's personal move to Tennessee, revealed months later, underscored the seriousness of the shift. The Franklin office was designed to anchor In-N-Out's expansion across the Southeast. At the same time, the company began phasing out its Irvine office, planning to close it by the end of the decade. For employees, this meant a choice: adapt to a new corporate landscape or face uncertainty. For California, it was a sign that even the most loyal homegrown brands were making contingency plans. The Oakland closure and the Tennessee expansion weren't isolated events. They were two sides of the same calculation, driven by the realities of safety, cost, and long-term survival. California's energy backbone is eroding at a pace that few predicted. In October 2024, Phillips 66 announced the closure of its Los Angeles refinery, set to take 138,700 barrels per day offline by the end of 2025. Within months, Valero revealed its Benia facility would shut down by April 2026, removing another 145,000 to 170,000 barrels daily. The combined loss, nearly 284,000 barrels every single day, will erase 17% of the state's refining capacity. Only 7 conventional refineries will remain, down from 19 at the turn of the millennium and 29 in the 1980s. The consequences show up at the pump. By December 2025, California's average gas price sits at $429 per gallon, a full $145 higher than the national average of $2.84. State taxes alone add 63 cents per gallon, the highest in the country. UC Davis economists warned that refinery closures could tack on another $121 per gallon by the following summer. For a state that consumes 900,000 barrels of gasoline each day, the costs ripple through every music delivery, every commute, and every business that relies on transportation. Industry leaders aren't mincing words. Valero's CEO calls California the most stringent and difficult regulatory environment in North America. The company recently paid an $82 million fine for air pollution, the largest in state history. For companies balancing razor-thin margins, these pressures are forcing hard choices. The Hoover Institution tracked 789 headquarters relocations out of California. From 2011 to 2021, Chevron, after more than 140 years, announced its move to Houston in August 2024. SpaceX shifted key operations to Texas. Oracle and Tesla made similar moves, keeping thousands of jobs in California but shifting investment and decision-making elsewhere. The pattern is clear. Companies maintain a presence, but the center of gravity is moving out. Official statements paint a picture of business as usual. In July 2025, Lynsi Snyder addressed swirling rumors with a direct post. "We're not moving In-N-Out Burger's corporate headquarters." Around the same time, California's governor echoed the message, insisting the company was simply growing eastward and adding a second headquarters. On paper, the numbers seem to support that story. 287 locations still operate in California, making up 2/3 of the chain's footprint. New stores continue to open in places like Carson, Anaheim, and Modesto. But the reality is more complex. Tennessee is getting 35 new locations, a 100,000 square FT office, and 277 corporate jobs, averaging $90,000 a year. The address, 1948 Double Drive, signals more than expansion. It's a deliberate homage to the company's roots, now transplanted east. Meanwhile, the Irvine office, once home to 500 employees, is set to close by the end of the decade. The new Franklin facility isn't just a regional outpost, it's a strategic hub for growth across the Southeast. In-N-Out's compensation model stands out in the industry. Store managers in California earn between $100,000 and $180,000. Entry-level workers start at $17 to $20 an hour. And every manager is promoted from within. These wages are sustainable in California's high-cost environment, but Tennessee's lower costs and tax structure make the same jobs even more attractive and more profitable for the company. The Dallas patty plant, Opened in 2025, Music enables the chain to reach new states like Washington and New Mexico while maintaining daily delivery standards. For 77 years, In-N-Out refused to go east of Texas. Now, the logistics and economics have tipped the balance. The official line is expansion. The hard numbers reveal a pattern. Power, investment, and opportunity are shifting east, even as the company insists its heart remains in California. The story matches what happened with Oracle and Tesla. Public denials, but a quiet transfer of influence and infrastructure. In-N-Out's calculated shift is more than business strategy. It's a signal. As 17% of California's refining capacity disappears and headquarters quietly move east, the question isn't who leaves next, but what remains for those who stay. The cost of doing business is no longer just a number.